Hi everyone, my name is Morgan and I am one of the designers of Find My Gate. Before we begin, I have a brief question for you, which is, have you ever found yourself lost in an airport? It's an uncomfortable situation, one that I found myself in recently. Theo and I got together and we discussed this, and we said, why aren't we using what we have to create a solution to this problem? As a result, we developed Find My Gate, which is a mobile application that provides users in-terminal navigation at the airport. So I will spend the next 5 minutes with you. I'll tell you more about Find My Gate and why you should invest in it. Let's begin. This is the main screen of Find My Gate, and as you can see, it uses GPS technology to provide users from point A to point B, which is their gate inside their airport. So I invite you to check out our design. We're using Envision that allows us to incorporate our design and interact with it without actually developing it. So please log on to bit.ly/findmygate or use this QR code. As our app is loading onto your screen, this is what you'll see. And once it loads, you'll find this landing page. The first page invites users to enter their airport information and their flight information. So as you can see, you have the opportunity to import your airport information, which is the O'Hare International Airport in this exercise, and your flight number, which is 2490 in this exercise. So as you can see, users have this opportunity to input their information. And once they do so, they'll be able to select from multiple selections depending on the airplane service. So we'd like you to click the O'Hare to Phoenix selection to move forward. Once users have inputted their information and the app has gathered all the airport information and flight information, this is what users will see. We have a GPS location that identifies where the user is in the airport. And it also uses their flight information to find out where their gate is. Then our app provides a route and directs them to their gate such that they don't need to read airport signage or whatnot. They just have to follow their mobile device. We also populated areas of interest because we know that our users are interested in more than just getting to their gate. We know they're interested in getting food, using the restroom, accessing the elevator, going to shopping areas, and locating the drinking fountains. So all 5 of those main types of area of interest are populated within our app in the top icon bar. In this example, we have red dots populating the screen, and those red dots represent the food areas in this airport. Now, notice that this airport is mega, and we'll discuss that later as why it is. Once users are at the screen, they can click on a red dot, and that would highlight this, the eating area. The same goes for the orange dots representing the toilets, the yellow dots representing the elevators, the green dots representing the shopping areas, and the blue dots representing the water fountains. Clicking on a dot will zoom in on the map, and they can see where exactly they're going to. In this instance, the user clicked on this red dot, and it showed them that this was McDonald's, which is pretty close to their gate. Users also have the opportunity to contact airport personnel, such as airport security or airport assistants. Once they click on these buttons, the user will be navigated to their own phone interface, as you see here. Clicking on the resume button will allow users to go back to their main interface. So next we're going to talk about why we created this app and who we're creating it for. When designing this app, we created the persona Kendall Patchett. So let's talk about her. Kendall's 21 years old. She's from West Virginia, and she currently resides in New York City. She's enrolled in college, specifically at New York University, and she's proficient in English, and is single. Now we're going to talk about her education, her frustration, her goals, her ambitions, and her experience on flights. So as I said, Kendall is a college student. She's from West Virginia. She's currently attending NYU out of state, and she's a business major and marketing minor. Keep in mind that she understands that traveling is in her career interest, and she does want experience going and flying to areas domestically and internationally. Kendall's driven, efficient, active, and independent. She gets nervous in unfamiliar settings, and she likes being in control. So in a situation where she's lost, she would feel frustrated, upset, sad, and angry. Kendall does want to spend the next semester studying abroad, and as she's going into a business career, she understands that travel is in her future. And Kendall's main fear is getting lost and not being in control. She doesn't like being late, she doesn't like failing, and she doesn't like feeling hopeless or dependent on others. When she's in an airport and she can't read the signs, perhaps they're in a different language, that would make her very frustrated and upset. She's missed a flight before, and she understands how frustrating it is to catch another flight and redirect travel plans. She's never flown internationally, she only has domestic experience. Being that she's only proficient in English, she is a little bit nervous about her upcoming semester abroad. Kendall owns a smartphone, and she's an active user of the smartphone. She's also an active networker. She's often on social media, utilizing Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and she also shops online with the use of her mobile device. Kendall's also very conscious of dietary choices. She works out a lot, and she doesn't like taking any breaks or steps back by incorporating any fast food into her diet. So, using these choices, we were able to develop a great app for Kendall, and we think that this app will be accessible to all people, especially those who like being in control and don't like missing a flight. We ran this with a couple other users to see how they reacted with our app. So we conducted some usability testing. One of our problems is we noticed that our icons were too small. There wasn't enough contrast, and so we fixed that. We made the buttons a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to interact with, and we also bumped up the contrast of the colors such that users would be better able to understand the representation of the icon. We also fixed other icons. We enclosed one of the phone icons to make it a circle and resemble the other buttons on the page. We have some competition, but we think that with the results of our usability testing, we are better than what these other products have to offer. The first one is iFlight Pro. iFlight Pro is GPS enabled and also provides in-terminal navigation. However, the design is poor, and it's really hard to understand where things are and how they relate to you. The second is Gate Guru. This has a better design, but it doesn't provide GPS navigation. Moreover, it doesn't have a lot of the information that our users are looking for. It does represent eating areas and restrooms, but often this information has been wrong according to reviews on their app site. Finally, we have Flight Stats. Flight Stats is known for having correct information, but it has no GPS information, which means it wouldn't be able to direct users to their areas of interest and their gates. We have a few more next steps. First, we've only designed our app. We need to actually develop it, and that's why we're asking you to invest in our development. The first thing we want to do is collect airport map data. We're using fake maps right now. As you saw on the homepage earlier, we created a layout that doesn't actually exist. What we want to do is we want to reach out to airports and collect their real layouts, their real blueprints, so that we know where the terminals are and where the gates are, and we can design these maps into our application. The second thing that we would like to do is create a database to record flight data. So we want to provide accurate information for users, and we understand that if there is one piece of information that's wrong, users will not trust us and they'll ditch our app. So we need to create a database to collect and record this flight data continuously and in real time. Finally, we need to actually develop the app. We need to incorporate GPS technology into our development such that we can navigate the user from point A to point B. We believe that with these steps, we can create a really useful product designed for Kindle Patchett, but usable by all people, including people like you. Thank you, and we hope you invest in us.